The real life struggles of these songwriters as they made their journeys to Nashville amid a lot of other circumstances in some cases in their life, be it that they had families to feed. Brett James, of course, co-writer of Jesus Take the Wheel and Blessed by Martina McBride, was in medical school, and he would be writing in his parents' kitchen at night. Rivers Rutherford, another fantastic writer. You know, he had 2 kids and a wife and was having a lot of struggle paying basic bills at a very crucial time where he needed to make a decision to give up or keep pursuing, and his wife encouraged him, and on he went to success. Dean Dillon, George Strait's main #1 writer for 30 plus years, hitchhiked here at 18. And slept in a coal cellar, while he was sort of shopping himself around Music Row. These guys came here with a dream, and they knocked on doors for many years that were slammed in their faces before they had hits. And then you also get the real inside picture of, let's say you've had a #1, and then another song's going to come along 2 or 3 years later, and you have to sort of learn within that to keep writing. And it was not an overnight success. There were real Rocky stories here almost of struggle and perseverance and patience. And there are great lessons in this book from some very wise guys who went on to have countless #1 hits, but it took them climbing a real mountain to get there, that songwriters that are starting out today can really benefit from in the wisdom. You've also got gentlemen like Chris Dubois, one of Brad Paisley's main co-writers, who owns Seagale Music Publishing, which is a wildly successful independent publisher. You get lots of great tips. Craig Wiseman, who owns Big Loud Shirt, which has broken a lot of big writers over the last few years. So hopefully it gives both the country music fan and the songwriter sort of information that they wouldn't have otherwise necessarily known, or maybe were seeking out in the course of pursuing their own dream to do this. But it is definitely a job. They talk about it for as many glamorous moments as they are. It's the everyday in and out of the grind of writing. It gives you a real insight into the sort of profession of songwriting. And that's something that I don't think had really been, the door open before and let fans in behind the scene and into the writing room. Another thing we're very proud of with this book was the back and forth dialogues we got going between the hit writers. So as a reader, you really feel like you're sitting there with their guitars, bouncing around an idea that maybe out of a happy accident emerged, a hit song. Or one they labored over for hours, just pushing until they got it to where it finally, birthed itself into the final form. So you really get a sense of what the knit and grit of being a songwriter is like, not just once it reaches #1, but that whole journey getting it to #1.